While doing research, you often have to choose between the qualitative and quantitative research. In this video, we will cover the basic differences between these two terms, along with examples from the daily life. At the end of the video, we will look at the third method, which is a mixed method approach, which is very important one, but used very rarely. So make sure to stay connected till the end of this video. So let's dive straight into the basic difference between these two approaches. The first one is qualitative research. As the name suggests, qualitative is the one which deals with the quality. In this research, we talk about the human behaviors, their attitudes, their cultures, and their experiences while taking on observations and experiments and interpretations. Such a type of research is called a qualitative research. For example, a market research conducted to know the user's behavior, their taste and performance in order to collect data by analyzing their buying behavior is a qualitative research. Now, quantitative research is the one which tries to quantify the data and establish cause and effect relationship between the various variables while employing the methods of statistics and hard facts mathematics. For example, research carried out to know the sales of various toothpaste brands in a quarter by the different companies of an industry is an example of quantitative research. Now, as we know the basic differences between both the qualitative and quantitative research, so let's dive into more in-depth insights and various terms that can be handy in a long term. The very first one that we will look out is meaning-wise. How we can look out meaning-wise on the both qualitative and quantitative research. By meaning-wise, qualitative research is the one that allows you to formulate hypotheses. This approach will yield data expressed in words and it also requires fewer respondents. The data then will be analyzed by categorizing, summarizing and interpreting. Now while looking by meaning-wise at quantitative research is the one that allows you to test hypotheses. So you can expect the data collected through this approach will mainly be yielded in numbers and graphs. This requires a larger sample and the data will be analyzed through statistical methods and various mathematical tools. Now the second term is dealing. Qualitative deals with the feelings, attitude, behaviors and thoughts of human beings, while quantitative research deals with the hard mathematical facts and statistical analysis. The third approach is objective. The objective of qualitative research is to explore and discover the ideas used in the ongoing processes, while the objective of quantitative research is to examine the cause and effect relationship between the variables. The next one is sampling. In qualitative research, we use purposive sampling, that is, we target very small population, while in quantitative research, we use a random sampling, that is, we target a large number of respondents. Now the next one is approach. Qualitative research uses subjective approach while quantitative research uses objective approach. And the last but not the least is the use. Qualitative research is used to develop initial understandings while quantitative research recommends final course of action. Alright, now we know the basic differences between qualitative and quantitative research. But when to use which method? It is very simple. Now if your goal is to test a theory or a hypothesis, you are most likely going to opt for quantitative approach. But if you want to understand or explore an idea, then you should go for the qualitative approach. For example, let's say you want to find out whether the students are satisfied with their studies or not. Now we can answer this question with both the approaches. If I'm taking the quantitative approach, I will survey the 400 students at the university and will ask them questions like on a scale from 1 to 5, how satisfied are you with your professors? But for the collected data, I will do statistical analysis and draw conclusions that might sound like on average, students rate their professors 4.4 out of 5. But if I'm taking the qualitative approach, then I can conduct interviews with the 20 students and can ask them the open-ended questions like how satisfied are you with your studies or what can be done to improve the study program. Then we will transcribe those interviews and will look out for the patterns and the various recurrent themes. For example, something like students would like to have more one-on-one guidance from their professors. Now there is also a third approach which is called mixed method approach, which combines qualitative research with the quantitative research. For the mixed method approach, you first conduct interviews with the students through which you gain insights and then you formulate your hypothesis. For example, you learn from the various interviews that the students prefers more individual assignments over group projects, and then you test it through the survey research whether this applies to the larger scale of population or not. You can do it the other way around as well. You can first conduct survey research to know the bigger picture, and then you can conduct the interviews to know the reasons behind those results. Now, to collect quantitative data, you can, for example, survey people online, in person, over the phone, conduct experiments, or observe subjects. On the other hand, collecting data for the qualitative research can be quite different. You can do interviews, get a focus group, do a case study, or a literature review. And that's it for the video. Thanks for watching the video. And if you have any queries or questions, do mention them in the comment section and I will reply.